Hello everyone, welcome to Notebook. Today we will start our lesson on the constitutional design. Let's start off with the definition of constitution. In a democracy, every ruler and citizen is bound by a set of rules. All such rules taken together form the constitution. The constitution is required so that all the citizens of the country can abide by a basic set of rules. Also, any individual or group cannot change or amend these rules for their own vested interests. Think about your own neighborhood, your school, or even your housing society. They are also governed by certain set of rules. Just like rules apply to your school, it applies even to a country. Let us understand this better through the next section, Democratic Constitution in South Africa, and speak about the anti-apartheid movement. South Africa was a Dutch colony ruled by the white-skinned Dutch people who discriminated against the dark-skinned native Africans. Apartheid, which means apartness, was the name given to this racial discrimination prevalent in South Africa until its independence. During the 17th and 18th centuries, many European colonizers had settled in South Africa for trading purposes. They gradually turned into local rulers and started dominating the native Africans. The apartheid system prevailed in such social scenario. It was a system of established racial segregation that existed in South Africa. The native Africans were termed as blacks because of their skin color, while the people from mixed races were called colored and the migrants from India were termed as Indians. The white rulers considered the black, the colored and the Indians as inferior to them and treated them likewise. The non-whites did not have voting rights. They were made to use separate trains, buses, hotels, hospitals, schools, colleges, and even separate beaches and toilets. The system was also called segregation. They were also barred from visiting the churches that the whites visited for worship. They were not even allowed to form associations or protest against anything. The non-whites were totally oppressed by the whites. The blacks, the colored, and the Indians protested against this terrible oppression. They organized protest marches and strikes under the leadership of African National Congress. Many thoughtful and sensible whites also supported these protests and joined in to take the lead. But the white government continued their torturous, racist rule, killing thousands of blacks and colored people. Nelson Mandela was the most prominent name in this revolutionary movement. So, do you know who Nelson Mandela was? Nelson Mandela was Africa's most popular politician and social activist. He was born in Transkei, Africa. His birth name was Rolihlahla Mandela. He studied law at the University of Witwatersrand. He was the deputy president of the African National Congress. He was imprisoned for 28 years in the most dreaded prisons of South Africa, Robben Island. He shared the Nobel Peace Prize with F.W. de Klerk in 1993. With the efforts of Nelson Mandela and 7 other leaders who were tried for treason and imprisoned for a lifetime by the white South African government, the people of South Africa saw the light of independence. The whites finally submitted to the protests and South Africa gained its independence at the midnight of 26th April 1994. After 28 years, Mandela walked out of prison as a free man. He famously said, "Historical enemies succeeded in negotiating a peaceful transition from apartheid to democracy exactly because we were prepared to accept the inherent capacity for goodness, that they cherish that faith in human beings is the cornerstone of democracy." South Africa now has one of the finest constitutions today. The black leaders of the African National Congress asked their fellow blacks to forgive the whites for their misdeeds and to live in harmony with everyone. They wanted to build a state free of any racial and social discriminations. Finally, after 2 years of debate and discussions, South Africa came up with the constitution which gave its citizens the most extensive set of rights available in the country. If you can recall, the preamble is the introductory statement in the constitution that defines the guidelines and the reasons for framing the constitution. The true essence and the spirit of South Africa is summed up in its preamble. Now, this constitution inspires all the democracies over the world and is regarded as a model democracy. This transformation from a non-democratic country to an ideal democracy of the world involves a lot of grit, willpower, and determination from the citizens of the country. The South Africans need to be appreciated and applauded for building a sense of goodwill and brotherhood amongst themselves. This scenario of South Africa clearly explains why at all we need a constitution. There was a mistrust among the blacks and the whites. The whites thought that the blacks would avenge their rule, whereas the blacks thought that the whites would take away their property. The only way to build harmony and maintain trust in such situations was to write down some rules and abide by it. These rules also outline the powers of the elected government. Such set of rules form the constitution. Making of a constitution is not unique to South Africa, but is applicable all over the world across almost all countries. The constitution is the supreme law of the country. It states the fundamental duties, procedures, powers, political code, and structure of the government's institutions. It also sets out the fundamental rights, duties, and directive principles of the citizens of the country. Now, we will find out the role of the Constitution. First, it generates a set of rules that are accepted by one and all. Second, it limits the powers of the government and specifies the rights of the citizens. Third, it specifies how the government will be formed and who will have the power to take decisions. And finally, it expresses the aspiration of the people for building a better society. Now there is a twist to this concept of the constitution. All countries that are democratic have their constitutions, but all countries that have their constitutions are not necessarily democratic. In the next part of the video, we will talk about the journey and the making of the Indian Constitution. Stay tuned.